Good morning everyone, and welcome back to, or just welcome to, my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be a hybrid athlete day in the life. I've got two sessions to take you through. I've got like a Hyrox AMRAP type thing going on, and then I've also got some compromised biking this afternoon / evening, which is going to be a 6k run into some bike intervals. So take you to them and then also show you what I'm eating to fuel these sessions and just a bit of behind the scenes of my life, I suppose. So it's a Saturday morning. It's actually Easter weekend Saturday, and I have had a bit of a lie-in. It's 9:30 right now, but that's because recently, like the last week, say, no matter how much I've been sleeping, and I've been sleeping really well, my Whoop sleep scores have been 90% to 100%, actually 100% most nights. I'm still waking up absolutely exhausted and so tired throughout the day ever since I got back from Cologne, which I think is probably I'm still playing catch up from Cologne. So I went to go do the Hyrox where I raced my second solo, and then I was also there for the weekend for FIBO, the expo with ESN. So it was a busy week, and I think my body is still catching up, and especially this week I'm back to intense training for the first time, and I think it's just taking a bit of adjusting. So I did give myself a bit of a lie-in this morning. I think I was actually up at 8:30 and I've just been getting myself ready. So I've got a coffee, an oat milk latte. This is the ESN daily, which is my second day only of taking this, but it's got a couple of things in it, including creatine, L-glutamine and collagen, I think, but it's like raspberry flavoured, so it's kind of just, I'm a bit of a child and I don't really like to drink plain water. I need flavoured drinks, so it's just one of them. And then for breakfast I've got overnight protein oats and my squeezy peanut butter. But yeah, it's 9:30. I'm gonna do probably like an hour of work before I leave, because I have also, this is probably also contributing to my stress, my new version of my Be Both training app has launched to current members and it's launching to the public tomorrow. So obviously that's been a lot of work on my plate alongside trying to train and travel and all of that. So I have still got some things to take off this morning. Crack on with that, and then I'll see you at the gym. That session was a lot harder than what I was expecting, or just a lot harder than what my body has been used to. So it was a 20-minute AMRAP, which I actually ended up doing like 24 minutes because I wanted to finish on like a whole round. But it was one length of sled push, which is 12.5 meters at 150 kilograms, into 20 wall balls with 9 kilograms, into 15 burpee broad jumps. Just repeat as many rounds as possible in 20 minutes, or 24 minutes in my case, with as little rest as possible. But I was just struggling because, long story short, I have not been doing any threshold training, which is, you've got your strength, you've got your zone 2 like aerobic stuff, and then for Hyrox in particular you really need threshold training, which is working at your max intensity for as long as possible. So when you get into the Hyrox race and you're working at max intensity for over an hour, you can sustain that better, and without that kind of like max effort intense threshold training, you're going to struggle in a Hyrox. And I've not been doing that for the last 5 weeks because off the back of Glasgow solos I was struggling with some shin splints, some potentially chronic compartment syndrome in my calves, basically just little niggles of my body telling me I was doing so much. So my training has been completely stripped back, trying to get my body into like a better condition, which means I just haven't been doing the hard threshold training or the quick running. I felt that in Cologne, I was not prepared for the intensity, and I felt that today I definitely am not feeling used to the intensity. But it's quicker to build it back than it is to build from scratch. So I think with a couple of weeks of consistent training I'll be feeling a lot better. But this is my first week back training post Cologne and I have been struggling. I think it's about 12:30 now actually, so I'm gonna go have some lunch, and then I do have my second session later today, which I might adapt slightly because my legs are feeling pretty shot, to be honest. Like that was quite a leg heavy session, so heavy sled as well, I might add. 150 kilograms is the mixed / boys weight. That's very leg heavy. And then also the wall balls with a 9 kilogram are quite leg heavy as well, because for wall balls, even though you think you're like throwing it, you're squatting down and you're using your legs to really like power the ball up, because your legs are a lot stronger than your arms. And then burpees as well, jumping. It was just a very leg heavy session, and the session I've got later is also a very leg heavy session. So I want to make sure I'm managing my recovery properly as well, because next week we are ramping it up into an intense week of training, so I don't want to push it too hard. But let's head in and make some food. When I first got in, I had some of of this because it is Easter weekend after all, and this is honestly my all-time favourite chocolate. If you haven't tried this, you need to. And then actual lunch itself is, you can't really see, but it's meal prep. It's chicken puttanesca pasta, and I've just added some of my own cheese, which is actually from a meal prep company that I've been using recently, which I first started getting back a few weeks ago when I was moving house and I was really busy. I had a few trips, a few brand things, so I just didn't have time to cook basically, and I just wanted to have like proper food. So started getting it then, but I have just continued getting it basically because I'm really impressed. The quality of the food is so good and like tastes really good. The portion sizes are good as well. Some meal preps can be like really tiny. These are all like 500 to 600 calories, all the ones that I'm getting anyway, which is perfect for what I'm doing with my training and staying on track, because I think the biggest thing that is my downfall is nutrition when I'm busy. Is like I always reach for the quick options, so having like actual good food on hand that you can just stick in the microwave is so useful. And the company is called Thrive, by the way, which I think it's only a UK based company, unfortunately, but it's, yeah, really solid option. I am genuinely so excited for the new chapter of Be Both. This new app version that we've got coming out is a completely new app platform. I've just been sat on my laptop for the last few hours kind of like adding and finishing off bits for tomorrow, but it's genuinely like a million times better, and all the girls that have already got to experience it, so our current members are already on it, have just given such lovely feedback. So yeah, I'm just so excited to have even more people join it. But I am getting ready to go to the gym for my second session, so I've decided I'm going to still run into bike, but I'm going to take the run a little bit easier. I think it was meant to be at like 4-minute pace, which one, I'm not sure if I can do that at the moment anyway, because as I said, I haven't been threshold training, so I think that is actually physically too quick for me. And two, because my legs are slightly tired, like I said, I'm going to go at kind of like a moderately hard run into hard bike sprints. I'll still hit them hard. So I had a ESN oat bar, which is one of my favorite kind of like pre-session snacks, I guess, because it's oats. So it contains, I think it's either 60 or 70 grams of carbs. And obviously oats are slow release carbs, which is kind of what you want before a session, for like that sustained energy. And then I'm also going to make up this ESN intra workout sour power flavor, which is my favorite. I used to always steal this from Sean, and now I finally got my own, but this is more like quick carbs for when I'm working out. And then I've also got my beta alanine, which I haven't taken for a really long time. I just ran out and then never ordered anymore, so I'm going to start taking that again and see if it makes a difference, really, because I think you are meant to take this in the same way as creatine. I think you're meant to take it every day, but don't hold me to that because I'm not 100% Alright, second session of the day done, and to be honest, I'm pretty pleased with that. So I ended up going with 5k because I basically was just too scared to do the 6k. Like, I think my target paces that I'd been given was 350 to 405 pace, and I kind of thought like, well, I knew that I couldn't do that, so I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do 5k with the Be Both girls who have been doing it. Oh yeah, I don't think I've told you this. Basically, we're doing like a half marathon relay challenge where in teams of 4 they all run 5k, and the quickest time makes half marathon and wins. They've all been smashing it, so I thought, okay, I'll do 5k as well. So started at a 4:20 pace because, again, like with my lack of threshold training, I just didn't know what I could do. So started at 4:20 and just increased it every kilometre basically, and ended up averaging 4:07 pace, which is 20 minutes and 42 seconds, which is actually only 8 seconds off my official PB. Of course, I'm so pleased with that because one, if I hadn't done it progressive, if I'd actually done it like as a consistent, if I knew I was going for a PB, I would have been able to. And two, I had Hyrox heavy leg kind of session this morning, so my legs are not feeling the freshest. So to be so close to my PB, I'm pretty pleased with that. And it kind of just does go to show that we don't lose as much progress as we think, as quickly as we think. Did the run, it was hard, but not like max effort. Then I had bike intervals, so it was 30 seconds hard, 30 seconds easy, for 10 minutes, and that was tough on my quads, to be fair. The sweat in my eyes was crazy, but that's all of today's training sessions done, and I'm feeling a lot more confident now because I did have a track session on Wednesday, did I do it, or Thursday, which was 1600 meter repeats, and I was struggling to hold like a 4:10, 4:15 pace. I just couldn't do it, so I've just gone and done that quicker in there and for longer. So yeah, it kind of just fills me with a bit more confidence that maybe it just wasn't my day earlier in the week. I'm not as slow as I thought I was, and I'm just excited to get into another week of training. So got one more session tomorrow, which is like zone 2 ergs and running, just a little circuit thing going on, ski, row, run, repeat. So that'll be like a nice kind of like recovery day, and then it's into another solid week of training. I do absolutely love my hair extensions, but I've just washed them, and hair wash day is such a task. Like, it really takes so long to dry them. Like, they're not even dry properly now, to be honest, and I spent probably a good 40 minutes trying to do it. Also, as a gym girl, my hair is always sweaty, so like it's just dry shampooed most of the time, but I do love them really. Anyway, I've just had made my dinner even, which is boring and basic tuna pasta with literally just ketchup and cheese, which I know is so boring, but basically I'm going to Ireland on Tuesday, so I haven't ordered any meal prep because I'm not going to be here, so there's no point. So yeah, this is a very much what's in the cupboard type of meal. And then I'm also going to stick on my recovery boots in a second, but I'm not going to do it now because they're quite noisy when they like inflate and deflate, so you wouldn't be able to hear me. But quickly, in terms of recovery, because this is something I get asked quite a lot, is like, how do I recover well, especially on days like today with double training days? And to be honest, nutrition, hydration and sleep are the things that are gonna move the needle the most. You really need to just nail the basics because they make the biggest difference. And then things like recovery boots really tap into those like final few percent if you really want to level up your recovery. So these are from Current Body, and I actually got gifted them at the start of the week, so I've been using them every day, and I do love them, but I feel like I need to use them for a bit longer to like really be able to tell you if they're worth it or not, because they are quite expensive recovery boots in general, as I'm sure you guys know. I've also got like an infrared sauna blanket, I think it's called. I don't know, I need to check that. I haven't actually unboxed yet, but that is also meant to be something to do with reducing inflammation and things like that. So maybe by the next YouTube video I might have had a chance to try that one. But yeah, as much as all these things are great, like massages, ice baths, all that good stuff, nutrition, hydration and sleep is really gonna be your main priorities if you really want to train hard, recover quickly. Those are the three to nail. I am going to sign off the vlog here, guys, because I've been telling you how tired I am, and it's 9 p.m. on a Saturday night, and I'm so ready for bed. But to be fair, I have done 2 hard sessions today, so maybe that's why I'm so tired at the moment, just from training so much. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little insight into my training and kind of like what I'm eating at the moment, and hopefully see you again for the next one.